Alright, so it's been a good past couple days with grid life and everything going down, but it's finally time to get started on this thing. I talked to my dad a couple days ago, and he said that before I owned it, he had it sent to a shop, and they said that the front seal was leaking, the front crankcase seal. So I'm going to replace that. I don't know if the oil pan is leaking or not. I'm not going to do that yet. If I replace the front crank seal and that's still leaking, then I will replace the oil pan. I really don't want to because I have to lift the engine up to do it. But I need to do the brakes, the front brakes on this. The rear brakes probably need done, but I'm not going to worry about them because they're not disc brakes, they're drum brakes, and I don't do drum brakes. But I need to get the front end off of this. I need to take the radiator out. I need to take the fan assembly out, and I should have, from what I read, I should have easier access to all of that. I'm still gonna need some special tools, I believe, for like the crankcase pulley and other stuff like that. So let's get started. Alright, so first things first, I got my jack out here. Got the jack stand ready to go. Don't mind the mess in here. This whole place needs to be cleaned out. But this needs to get out of here first. I need to get this wheel off first after I get this side jacked up and on jack stands, and then I'm going to proceed to take off the bumper just to make it a little easier to get down there. And I don't actually know how hard it's going to be to get the radiator and stuff out. I would imagine it's not going to be the easiest job in the world, but I'll try, and I'll probably end up giving up. But we'll give it a shot. Actually, what I should do is get the battery inside and put it on a charger, because I don't even honestly know the year, or the year on the battery. And of course it doesn't really say. I'm sure it does, I just don't see it. But nonetheless, I need to get this inside and on a charger. Alright, so little update. The wheel lug nuts are they're kind of difficult to get off. I have the right size, it's just that my ratchet isn't really doing the job, and I was going to use the handle to the jack as a breaker bar, but that's not really working either because it doesn't fit in the end. So I need to run to my parents' house because all my tools are still there, and I need to grab, let me see if I have a deep 19, that'd be nice to have, and I'm going to grab a breaker bar while I'm there, and I'm going to grab some lunch while I'm out. Alright, I did it. I actually have a deep 19, so that should work. I got the breaker bar here, so hopefully that can get the wheel off. Well, I've been doing what I do best, and that's procrastinating. It's been like, I don't know, 2 hours since I last did anything. Had some YouTube videos to catch up on, you know? But I'm finally getting back out to the Intrepid. Got my breaker bar. It's time to go finally get this gosh dang wheel off. Okay, well, I got the wheel off, and I gotta show you this because this is pretty bad. But down here, I got the flashlight out. Look at these brake pads. There's almost nothing left of those. And like I said, I'm not doing the rears. I mean, I heard you can, like, there were people that like a rear disc brake swap the rears on these, and I don't really know if I want to do that. I mean, I'd like to because I do like this car and I'm going to have it for a while. So I mean, I don't know if it's cheap, I'll look into it, but if not, rear drums will work, I guess. But the wheel is off now. Now I'm going to work on getting the front bumper off, which I believe is just two screws and like a 10mm bolt or something on both sides. And then there's like clips underneath the headlights here. That's something else I'm going to be putting on this, is new headlights. I know I could probably sand these down and clean them, make them look shiny again like the corner lights, but they're like 20 bucks on eBay for new ones. So, I mean, I'm just going to buy some new ones. Okay, let's say it's been about 15 minutes. Bumper's completely off. It really wasn't that hard. None of the screws were really rusty. None of the bolts were, I mean, the bolts were pretty rusty, but they still came out. None of them broke. I mean, this car, it only has 140,000 miles on it. And I mean, there are rust spots on it. I mean, that's to be expected here in Iowa, but it's still in good condition. The motor still runs strong. Just leaks a little oil. Once I do get it all put together, I'm going to throw new spark plugs and things in it, just to kind of give it that added benefit of surviving longer, I guess. I don't really know. But bumpers off. It really did give quite a bit more clearance down here. If I can get this front support off, that'd be cool too, because then I can just pull the AC condenser out if I need to. You know, there's just a lot more room to work down there. Just a little update. I'm gonna run back to my parents' house and I'm gonna grab my crawler thing that I can't think of the name of, because this is all wet. Like I don't want to lay down in this, and I need to find a place to get rid of that oil. I really do. But I'm about to drain the coolant, and I need to get down under there to disconnect the lower radiator hose, which I don't know where that's at, but it's a lower radiator hose. It can't be that hard to find. I did it on the Supra several times, but yeah, I just want my crawler so I'm not rolling around in this wet, dirty floor like I already have. Okay, about one extremely painful hour later, the radiator's finally out. This is whoever put that there like that is an extremely horrible person. I think this is a whole separate cooler or something in here, because there was like gear fluid or something like that. It doesn't need to be unplugged. Something like that came out of these two, and it's just, there's so many bolts and just stuff that doesn't need to be there. I mean, admittedly, they're probably all like this, and I've never done this before, so maybe this is like a newbie thing for me, but like I had to unbolt the headlight here, which I guess that helps since I'm putting new ones in anyways, but unbolt that headlight just to get to a bolt over there, and then the AC cooler is right in the way, but I'm on the good side. That's going to be so much easier to get this pulley off and get in there and change the front crankcase seal. I think that's what it's called. I can't think straight right now. I'm in a lot of pain. Another thing, while I'm replacing that, the valve cover leaks too, both valve cover gaskets, so I'm going to replace those after all of this is put back together. This is going to suck putting all this back together, but as long as I can remember where most of these go, those are headlight bolts, and like that bolt there holds, it does to stay, that one holds the AC cooler, the AC condenser to the radiator. You know, it's just a lot of stuff to remember. It shouldn't be a big issue, but actually, you know what, I don't know if that goes to the, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that's what that it is. That's what these down here are. But it's apart. Got it out. I got what I needed out. I'm done. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna continue to edit the grid life video, which I don't know if it'll be up before this or after this. Probably after this video, but I'm over this already. Okay, so what did I learn today? Number one, Dodge Intrepid radiators are horrible to take out. And number two, never ever take on a project like this where you're taking oil or coolant out of your vehicle without any means of cleaning up the mess. There's currently like oil and coolant and like a whole bunch of stuff underneath this car that I spilled, and I have no cat litter, or I don't have anything to clean it up with, so yeah, that was fun. But this was just video number one of me struggling to take apart this vehicle. I think this probably was the worst part. I think the worst of it is over, but I don't know how to take a crankcase pulley off. I don't know how to change the seal. I'll do a little bit of looking around on the internet, see if I can find a little more information, maybe a few pages out of a Chilton manual, something like that. That sucks. I have one for the Supra, but I don't have one for this. I just really want to get this car back on the road so I can start driving it. It's weird saying I miss driving this when I have my dad's Impala that I'm using while this is down and the Supra's down now. So, but yeah, that's what I learned today. If you enjoyed watching, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. You know, my upload schedule is kind of screwy right now, but that's just because I'm still new to all this recording stuff. I'm using a pretty crappy editing software. I'm using Windows Movie Maker. I paid the whole like $3 or $4 for the pro version just so I can have a little more leeway with some stuff there. But I want to get new software. I know Hans has some good software, but he's off at basic right now. And I should have asked him if I could use his software while he was gone, but instead we got the GoPro. Another thing I learned, if you're going to do something like this, make sure you have a place to do it. I have a place to do it, yes, but I'm in a garage with about 1/4 of a roof, and I'm surrounded by old car parts and just a whole lot of garbage. And my tools are questionable, but it got the job done. It was just basic tools and they got the job done. So, but yep, grid life video should be coming out soon. I'm gonna go shower and edit this, and then I'll start editing that. So talk to you guys later. Peace.